Phase 3. This is the real technical point. It's called the lockout differential. I named that myself, so when you talk to other people about it, they won't know what the hell you're talking about. The lockout differential is the point where you have to manage between the hinge supported position that you've already gotten to and the lockout position. You have to consider again that a bent press is the king of lifts because you can lift more in that movement than any other movement. So when you're down in this position, there is no way that you would then be able to push upwards that load. So that is why that movement itself needs its own breakdown. And the way that you do that, effectively you're trying to keep the load in exactly the same place as it was previously, and you go down, 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 as you know. Then from this point here, it's all about working the integrity of your bottom position. So in order to get that lockout differential, you're effectively moving your body downwards and getting deeper at the same time as crushing the hell out of the handle, because that is going to give your shoulder more stability and more tension, and that is all going to help get into that position. Now, just in terms of muscle contraction, the muscle is strongest when it's very close to full extension, right? So there will be a little bit of pressing at this point, just a tiny bit, but the more you can get rid of that lockout differential, or the smaller you can make it by getting a really good supported hinged position, then the better your bent press is going to be, or the more load that you're going to lift. So the next drill is called exploring the lockout differential, and that basically means just getting down into your supported hinged position and playing around with that gap between between there and the lockout. Something to consider at this point, and the biggest reason why people don't get it, is because the rest of their body is not in the right position. Namely, there's a gap between their ribs and their upper leg. So when you're down in this bottom position, you are here. Now notice how there's a hole through here. There's no way that you'll get down into a good lockout differential position when there's that gap there. So from here, it's a case of getting down nice and deep, right the way down, low, pushing this arm into the leg, getting that rotation, and dipping the butt down just a little bit. In all my years of bent pressing, as soon as I have that arm locked out, or as soon as any other student that I've taught has had their arm locked out, that's it, bent press is complete. Because at this point, even with the heaviest loads, as soon as you're there and you have that lockout, you will always get up, because the hardest parts by far are the previous two phases. Getting into that supported hinge position and then getting through the lockout differential. So I won't go into detail from there onwards, aside from when you're in that top position, then use two hands or one, bring it back into your rack position, and then safely put the kettlebell down on the floor without losing tension